Greetings and welcome to your weekly forecast, Thoth Tarot and Angel Message. This is actually going to be, I forgot about updating the thumbnail, sorry about that. This is not going to be Angel Message necessarily after the Thoth Tarot, but we are going to have an Oracle reading. So I apologize for the confusion on that. It's been a while since I've done one of the Thoth Tarots for you guys, but this week has been just feeling, I've been called, I've been led, I've been pushed to give you guys some very specific readings. So whoever is looking at this video, wherever you are, whenever it is, this is a timely message. So while it does impact the next 7 days, we'll be looking at a 3-card spread for the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and the first part of Wednesday. The second card will be for the latter part of Wednesday and into Thursday, Friday. And then the third card will be for the coming weekend, not this one now. I am uploading it on Sunday. But as I said, we'll also have an oracle reading to what is the overarching energy for the coming week, and rather than an angel message. So I apologize again for that, but it's just been a while and I'm not really so much in the flow of the using the different screens and all of that as I was when I was doing these on a regular basis. But I have picked up a regular job, a permanent job that's giving me some better scheduling opportunities than I had before. So I'm looking forward to keeping this on a regular basis for you guys and updating that thumbnail as well. But let's go ahead and start the reading because that's why you guys are here, right? So let's just start. What is our first card for Monday, Tuesday, and the first part of Wednesday? Okay, all right. We have the Eight of Wands. Obviously, it is known as swiftness. This card represents rapid movement, action, and progress. It signifies that a long journey is ending. You're coming to completion, maybe on a long project that you've been working on. This may have to do with moon cycles as well, but a new beginning is imminent with a clear path forward and the potential for quick, positive outcomes. So what you want to be doing right now, as you're going into the beginning of the week, is being mindful of what you're paying attention to, what you're putting your attention and energy into. Are you focusing on things that have been going wrong historically? Are you looking for those new opportunities for things to be going right? Are you asking, how can this go right for me? How can this be serving my best and highest purposes? Those are the questions you need to be asking as you're starting out the week for Monday, Tuesday, and the first part of Wednesday. Again, we're talking about super fast speed. And understanding that in the Thoth Tarot, wands represent air energy and, air energy rather than fire, like the traditional Rider-Waite or Smith, which however you guys look at that. Nevertheless, okay? Swift moving energy, so you're gonna need to have your eyes open, your intuition on. Everything's got to be going. So one of the first things to be aware of, make sure you're getting good sleep, quality versus quantity. All right, we have 90-minute cycles we go through for sleep. Without good sleep, we can't have good brain. Without good brain, we're not going to make good decisions. And these things are coming so fast this beginning of this week. Eyes open, ears open. All right, you may be getting a piece of advice or good news, making a decision just kind of non-decision for you. It's just assumed, that's how definite this energy is going to be for the beginning of the week, from Monday, Tuesday, and the first part of Wednesday. So how do we have our energy going for the latter part of Wednesday and into Thursday and Friday? And just FYI, as I said, this is timeless. So if you open this video and you're in the middle of the week, you have the benefit of doing a look back, 2020, right? And seeing how the first part of the week whether it made sense with this reading of the Eight of Wands being swiftness, whether things were moving really fast for you at the beginning of the week. So you have that opportunity. For those of us that are working on this as we start out the week, we're going to have our look forward always. All right. So for the latter part of the week, we have the Lovers card. So this is Major Arcana. So we go from what is very much an energetic card, but in the lower, the minor arcana, we're going into the major arcana with these guys. The Lovers doesn't just represent a romantic interest, it is the balance of opposites within the self. That's how the Thoth Tarot really represents the energy of this card. The union of the soul with the divine. This is you and your higher self, your 3D and your multi-D energetic body coming into alignment in those swift actions and those decisions that we have been taking. You're going to feel a sense of completion, a sense of balance. This card represents the need to balance opposing forces as well. So while you're doing that fast thing, as I said, you are being mindful of taking care of yourself physically. You are being mindful of taking care of yourself emotionally and mentally and spiritually. All of that needs to all be in balance. You've probably been working on a whole bunch of grounding the past couple of weeks where you're just feeling really needing grounding, needing that foundational work. This is now what this card is telling you is that balance then needs to go the other way, where you're bringing in that mind headspace where you just had this card yesterday for the bonus oracle reading with the angelic realms. If you didn't check that out, I encourage you to do that because it's talking exactly about this, where you're balancing those energies. The Lovers is also linked to choice. It means making those critical decisions, oftentimes involving relationships. So this may be something you've been working on. I feel like this is just a continuation, once again, completely different decks of all types, but the reading I had just done the previous week. I feel like we've got the same kind of thing going. You have the option to choose your destiny now. Where before you may have you just felt like you had been guided in a little narrow track and you really didn't have a whole lot of options, and it was really just a matter of the way life was dealing you the cards. Well, I'm telling you, honey, you got new decks coming. Multiple. You're going to have all of these opportunities to bring in those paths, those goals, those targets that you had to keep pushing off to the side because life kept getting in the way. This is your opportunity to pick them back up. This is your invitation. This is your almost a requirement. You've been feeling that, haven't you? You've been feeling that itch. You've been feeling that need to get out of that little comfort zone just for a little bit. You don't have to be doing it crazy, wild, but just a little bit. Just give it a nudge. This is your card telling you, yes, this is the time to do it. It represents transcendence and the balance of opposites. The individual can achieve results that seem beyond your individual capacities, becoming something greater than the sum of your little collected parts. So very, very strong energy, as all major arcana are, but that is for the latter part of the week. So we go from swift action, swift choices into that balance of the latter part of the week, which is really good because we always need balance in all things. What are we looking at for the energy for the coming weekend? Okay, I know for a fact we had that same card, Queen of Discs, in that previous reading a week ago in a completely different deck. And I believe it was in the third position too. I'm not real sure. I do these readings as pretty much live as I can possibly make it with being a recorded thing. There's no script here. This is all impromptu. However, God, source, universe, are guiding me to say whatever it is I'm going to say. So looking at this card though, you know, there's so much different energy in the Queen of Discs. And what a nice balanced reading, really. Started out with the Eight of Wands, which is just minor. It's not, I don't even think it's minor arcana. I don't remember. I'm not that versed on definitions. I'm more on the intuitive energy coming from the cards than I am the book definitions, but obviously those are going to apply. That's the major energy being promoted through the image on the card. So, but we have got with the Queen of Discs, the nurturing, stabilizing, yes, which we need after that brilliant explosion at the beginning of the week, followed by this, like, oh, what does it feel like? Magnets being locked together. You know, those little screen doors, the netting doors that have the magnets. Have you ever, like, undone them or put them together and they all go snap, 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 snap? Or they'll go click, 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 click to when you undo them. That's what it feels like, that fast and that much of a locking together, things making sense, things coalescing, multiple things. So staying on top of it for your physical nutrition, emotional, mental, spiritual, as I said. That's what this queen represents, being all about the self-nurturing, taking care of yourself. Discs, strong earth energy, again, feeling a very nice overall balance energy between the swords energy, wands energy, my bad, wands energy of the queen, Eight of Wands, and then the lovers being strong, emotional cups energy, and then coming into the discs. Again, feels very similar to like the last week, completely different decks. This also card of kind of physical lusts, getting into that space where you really are enjoying that cheese pizza that maybe it wasn't something that was on the highest nutrition content list, but you are in kind of a hedonist mode with this card. Allow yourself to have that opportunity. There is nothing wrong with that. Again, everything in moderation. And really, if you follow that bit of advice for everything in your life forever and ever, amen, you're going to have a phenomenal life. Moderation in all things. So, all right. A very powerful week ahead of us, a very strong energy week ahead of us. Who do we have? What is the overarching oracle energy that we've got for this very powerful reading? Ah, okay, and we pulled this from Colette Baron Reid's The Enchanted Map Oracle deck. This is card number 43. Details, details, and so many things about this card. Just, it brings it all together, doesn't it? It doesn't it? 43, we know, reduces down to a 7. Very, very powerful number. Our days of the week is in the numbers of 7 on the planet right now that we measure for our calendar time. 7 is a very strong spiritual number, and I'm not going to go into that. You guys probably know more about it than I do. But details, details. The devil's in the details, right? It's all about where you're going. We've got compass here, clarity. You can easily see that. What does it say? Important notes. Just knowing where you're going, and this handle of the magnifying glass. Well, there's a little mouse with a little wizard hat, so he's doing his little magic thing. I feel like the wand is, it's actually turned into a wand, the magnifying glass handle. And that there's energy either coming out or going into it. I am not sure. Maybe it means both. We have lots of books surrounding us here, representing knowledge. Feel very strong Akashic records on this reading for this card in particular, but just being mindful of the details. And that we started out with that at the beginning, being mindful. got this strong, fast-moving energy, need to be aware of what is coming at us, where we want to go, so that we don't make the wrong choice, pick the wrong path, take the wrong step, which will detour us. We know that we are very much on a long trajectory. So moving even 360th of a degree, so like one of 1%, 1% of 1%, that it could deviate our course to the point where we're on a different planet, different universe, different reality. So unless that's what you want, and then make those micro decisions for sure. But you have to know where you're going first. You've got to have that compass, and you've got to know how to read the compass. So that's where that knowledge comes in, and bring in that magic. You don't need a lot, do you? Just a little mouse's amount of magic there. Well, let's take a look in the book. I have not looked in the book for this card. I don't think I have done a reading for this card before, so I will make sure that goes in the right deck in the playlists for you guys as well. But we do have card number 43, Details, Details. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. Well, yes. All right. This is the time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project. Make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. So something that tiny, just maybe updating your signature on your emails going out. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. I will just add to that, kind of in that line of being mindful when you're speaking to people. Just as a general rule, we all do this. Our brains have a limited amount of capacity. That reticular activating system filters the majority of things that are coming in for us, because our brain can't process everything. And as a result, we may lose things that may benefit us simply because we're just not looking for them. This happens with people almost always. Once we kind of get an idea of what a person looks like, we can identify them easily by just giving them a glance. That's what we end up doing. We stop looking at people. We stop looking at ourselves. We stop looking at the things that we're using, our tools. We stop engaging our conscious mind into actually looking at it and identifying it independently. I'm holding my phone right now. That could be a comment that you would make. No judgment one way or the other. I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed right now. Again, no judgment one way or the other. You may be looking for recipes for a holiday dinner. You never know. I'm not going to tell you you can't do that. What I am going to tell you is just we are called to be mindful, those little details. So that is our reading for the week. Here is the spread if you guys want to take a screenshot of that or whatever. I know at one time I was posting these into the community page as well. I can't do that right now for you guys, but we are all familiar with these cards. We know and love these cards, and the meanings of them are very clear just from the images. You don't have to memorize all of the meanings of these cards. They're easy to read just by the images. We have very strong energy coming in at the beginning of the week with the 8 of Wands, Eight of Rods as well. And just make sure that you know what it is that you are deciding and why. And then with that, you'll bring in the synthesis of balance, of nurturing, coming out of that fast-moving energy and maybe taking a break, taking a breath, and doing some self-care that is specifically designed to rejuvenate and recharge you. All right. Self-care can also mean doing things like recreational stuff, but even recreational stuff can be tiring for a body that is either physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, drained in any capacity. So make sure you're filling up your cup. Okay. And with that, then you can share that cup with others, just like we have in the image here. And then for the weekend, integrating that in more nurturing, bringing in that balance, that sacred balance of that energy from the lovers, from the swiftness, and directing it into that strong self-care. Being mindful of the details through the whole process. So that is the reading that we have for this week. I do hope that it resonated and blessed you. Feel free to leave any comments if you want to do that. If you feel like liking and or subscribing, if you haven't done that already, I do invite you to do that. I'm never going to tell you to do that. This is not a monetized channel. This will never be a monetized channel, but it does help the YouTube algorithm, help other people find this video, find the channel if they're looking for similar type of content. It's how you found the channel, right? So by all means, the only reason why I'm here is because you're here, so do what you feel you are led to do. And do that always with life in general. Remember, moderation in all things, right? So I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Have the most amazing, fantastic week. You are amazing. So go out there and knock them out, bud. Get them out of the park. I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.